Well, hello there folks, I am Nuclear Scality 7, and in today's video we are on part 16 of my Doom 3 walkthrough. And the level we are exploring today specifically is Delta Labs Level 2A. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I hit the wrong key. UAC Biological Research. Interesting. Although UAC is not exactly all-out evil, they are into some rather shady and sort of sketchy stuff, to say the least.
Over here.
Now that I think about it, this is one of the more creepier levels in the game. Come on, boy. Once we're done killing this imp, we will get some help there. It's good to have a med kit. Oh, and watch what happens here. Oh no! Not a zombie commando! Oh, and a zombie wants to play. Let's play then, buddy. Oh, what a creepy bathroom this is. Whoa, yeah. And the zombie sitting on the toilet seat there came to life. How utterly freaky. Oh my gosh. Listen to that breathing sound. Whoa. Imps! Come on, imp, where are you? Thank you, imp, for being dead. It makes life a little easier sometimes. Oh my gosh, I just discovered something I haven't discovered before in spite of all these years that I've played this game. And there's a secret security hatch with ammo plus security armor. This red thing here, it was red at first until I opened it, but it just caught me out of the corner of my eye. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I had not discovered that until now. But there's a security armor as usual there, should you need it. See if there's any goodies here that might be necessary. Nope, there isn't. Although there is armor shards there as usual, should you need it. And we're gonna call the elevator here. Where we need to go is Level 2 Archives. And, of course, we have some company on the way. In this blood red room is a set of security armor, should you be injured, and you should need to grab it. Alright. We're gonna go through this door. This is a pretty creepy room here coming up. Ah! It's a room filled with zombies. Records office. And once we're done fighting the zombie, there's a PDA left office there. Let's go grab it. And this hold on a minute. And this PDA belongs to a gentleman named Peter Raleigh. As you can tell by my accent, he is a British gentleman, and we will be not listening to one, but two of his audio logs.
This is the audio log of Medical Supervisor Peter Raleigh, dated October 29th, 2145. We have exhausted all known forms of drug treatment in hopes of finding a way to abate this strange outbreak of dementia, and I have yet to receive any additional data from the psychiatrists back on Earth. Options are quickly dwindling. Approximately 80% of all extraplanar participants exhibit signs of mild neuroses within the first 48 hours after returning from their expeditions. Within 72 hours, 75% of patients exhibit extreme signs of paranoid delusion and violence. We have isolated these cases in hopes of finding the pathogen. As yet, we can find no biological contaminants that would lead to such drastic changes in cognitive processing. It seems that whatever this pathogen is, it attacks higher brain functions and only leaves more basal functions in the lower brain stem. We've witnessed that a high percentage of subjects lose ability for rational thought and communication skills,
creepy.
And then the physical changes become evident. Subjects in this group appear to atrophy. Skin pales, muscles become slack, bone, teeth, and fingernails become almost translucent, veiny sinews of their former selves. I have never seen anything like this in my career. Our observations continue.
Well, Dr. Rowley, your audio log there is just about the creepiest one that I think I have listened to in the game thus far. Let's see what you have to say in your next audio log. Death of Steve Jensen.
This is the audio log of Medical Supervisor Peter Raleigh, dated November 1st, 2145. Patient 0432, a Private Steve Jensen of the UAC Darklight Armor Corps Division, expired today at 15:43 of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This is approximately 110 hours after his return from expeditionary missions. Private Jensen was suffering from paranoid delusions and full-blown dementia. Treatment was unsuccessful. He was the last surviving member of his outfit. 4 other squad mates, who also came back with Private Jensen, expired from injuries suffered on that last mission shortly after their return. Before his death, Private Jensen was heard screaming in both English and other languages, something about demon hordes feasting on our souls. The other language was later discovered to be Aramaic. Due to security concerns in the area, I've secured some armaments within my office.
Wow, that is another creepy audio log. And we'll read his emails some other time. Ah! Hey there, zombie man. This is a dark, shadowy, creepy corridor you were hiding in there. This machine gun should take you out in no time. Notice these fragile containers here. We are going to use it here, as you're going to find out. In the records office here. And we're going to put both of them up here, because we're going to use them to get into there. Into that room, or whatever you call it, with the broken glass leading to it. Oops, ran into another wall next, and we're going to use this. Because while it's not too important, there is some good supplies should you need it. And I'm gonna go ahead and replenish my plasma gun ammo. What? Zombies? And there's some pistol ammo there, should you need it. And now notice this cabinet door here where it says Delta Labs restricted access. We can't open this right now because we need a certain somebody's PDA to be able to get the code needed to open it. So we will come back here and open it once we have the PDA available that records the information for its cabinet code. And we shall be back.
Making progress, Marine? Your journey is futile. You will die, and your soul will be mine.
Yeah, whatever, Dr. Betruger. Come on, Dr. Betruger. What's the matter, boy? You chicken? Ah! Voila! He is history. Yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot. Health, should you need it. Let's see if there's any armor shards around, because I got a little bit injured in my fight with that zombie commando wielding the chain gun. Oh, we'll find it around here. Let's proceed. Oh, I forgot that there's another one. You don't want to be here. That was rather stupid. Come on, boyo. Get over here, boy. Or we can just let the Revenant and the zombie commando fight, and that will get at least one of them killed. Voila! That lightens up the enemy load a little bit that way. And once he goes through that door, we're gonna get up close and personal and shoot him with a double gun. And now, we can't go through any of these doors here yet, where it says Security Biolabs, at least on one of them. Operations. But we can't go through any of them yet, because we need to get our security clearances, as Sergeant Kelly would say. Yes. But we can go through here. In fact, we're gonna meet a rather important character here coming up. Ah, look at that. Ah, Doom 3 and its severed body parts. I love it. Although there's a green door, this door is jammed, so we can't go through it. So we'll have to find another way into that corridor there. Teleporter Control Lab. Here we meet a new character.
You're not one of them. I thought everyone else was gone. I was part of this. I helped them. The madness of opening to another dimension. Look, we don't have much time. We let it through. The evil, the protective stabilizer on the portal just failed after Betruger took the device. It was an artifact we had found in the ruins. He took it into the portal, and hell followed him out. You have to help me first. I'm going to try to get the teleporter systems running again. The areas are destroyed around us, so it's the only way through this part of the complex. You need to find me a working plasma inducer. It's all I need to get the teleporter working. You can look for it in operations. I have a security clearance. I'll unlock some doors for you. There. We don't have a lot of time. Please hurry. We don't have much time. Get that plasma inducer, quickly. Time is running out. Find the inducer and get back here, quickly. I'm gonna stay here and work on the computer some more. Time is running out. Find the inducer and get back here, quickly.
So, as he's asking us to do, we need to grab something called a plasma inducer, because we will need it to operate this area leading to a teleporter. So we will need to do that. First, before we exit this room, let's grab this, I should say download this email. Let us see what it has to say. talks about something called the Soul Cube. Report filed by Ian McCormick. He's the character we just talked to just now. I've been working on the Soul Cube for a few weeks now. It is a fascinating artifact, and as it turns out, it has some amazing properties. I wrote as a new glyph pattern query yesterday, and let it run all night. With the new query, the linguistics computer finally cracks the remaining glyphs. The Soul Cube is by every definition a weapon. It seems to have been built to repel whatever type of creatures invaded this ancient culture. If I am reading them right, during a battle, the cube gains power with each life the wielder takes. When it is fully charged, it can be used to slay even the strongest of creatures. Even more impressive is that when it kills a creature, it transfers that creature's life force back to who is using the cube. I know this sounds like magic, and I have not been able to activate it to prove the theory. This is what the glyphs illustrate. The glyphs specifically point out that you must kill 5 creatures before it becomes charged. Then amazingly, it will tell you it is ready. It's almost like a sentient being. This object is a fantastic find. Ian McCormick, CCC Research Archive Storage. So, as he said, Ian unlocked some doors for us, and I believe that'll be the left and right doors in that hallway that I was talking about a few moments ago. And unfortunately, we're going to have enemies coming in our direction. Enemy resistance. I will use that zombie commando's chain gun to refill mine. And it's the one we go for first. Let's find out. Oh, I forgot! Imp on the left side of the corner. Oh no! There's armor shards up there. There we go, we finally got up there. And unfortunately, we can't go through this elevator because it's jammed. Elevator access denied. System malfunction. That's just what I thought it was, more or less. Okay. Let's explore the rest of this side of the lab complex. Resco UAC. What utterly excellent atmosphere. And look, there's a fat zombie trapped in its room. If you listen closely, you'll hear that it farts sometimes. Heads like there. I'll be quiet a moment so you can hear it more clearly. Boy. Oh, nasty. And here's another room with a zombie. Look what he does, how he walks up to the door here. Christian Ankyle, one of the designers of the game. Okay, so now notice that most of these doors are locked, so we can't get through, including this one up here. Terminate lockdown. Go to sector security and terminate the ops lockdown, which is what we're going to do near the end of this level. Oh no, an imp! Where the hell is he? There you are, buddy. Now, before we go any further, we're going to go through this blood red glowing hallway because there is supplies here in the form of a plasma cell plus security armor should you need it. Alright. Come on there, Marine. Now, again, although most of the doors are locked, you'll notice the window here is broken, so which allows us access into this specific room. And there's an important PDA here, which we will need because it will have the code needed to unlock that one cabinet door. And it's Frank Cinders. Let's find out what he has to say.
As requested, the following is my initial feedback on my first trip through the portal. Private First Class Frank Cinders, dated October 15th, 2145. I don't know exactly where to begin. Obviously, I survived the first trip and feel no worse for the wear. I'm not feeling any of the symptoms reported by the others who have gone in before me, but I'm at a point where I'm still trying to process everything. Thankfully, the place looks deserted and devoid of any life, but the flames and heat and stench of the place, it smells of death, decay, and burnt flesh. Tomorrow we're going back in with some of the eggheads, science division, to start securing forward positions, and we expect to start sending out the mapping droids at the same time. I feel I must admit on a personal note that I've got a really bad feeling about this. I don't understand what we're doing there or what we hope to prove. PFC Cinders, signing off.
Well, PFC Cinders, you should have a very bad feeling about that. You are in hell, buddy, or you were in hell. You were exploring hell through the teleporter. So that's why you should have a bad feeling about this. Okay. And we're gonna go through here. Steve Roscoe, Operations Tech, status, relocated. And we're gonna go explore this door here, which leads to another area. Oh my gosh! They come back as zombies. And you are dead, my friend. And here's a set of hand grenades, plus a little med kit if you should be injured. Please be sure to use that if you're even just slightly injured, because your health, depending on the difficulty of the game, can go down very quickly. Okay. We're gonna go through this door leading to somewhere called Biolabs. Oh my gosh, look how creepy and dimly lit this room is. The zombie feasting on the corpse there doesn't help anything either. And he's gonna notice us and try to go after us. Luckily, he's dumb and slow, and this pistol should take him out in no time. Unfortunately, got some imps sent our way once we do kill him. There's a med kit, plus some armor shards in that dimly lit corridor. And here's a machine gun clip, which I'm gonna go ahead and replenish. I don't think there's anything too important here, but let's go ahead and explore it. Oh, actually there is. See that security armor? It's there if you should be injured, unlike me, and it will replenish your armor in no time. Okay, we're gonna go on up here. Oh, hey there, wrench-wielding zombie.
Medical report 16-8. November 2nd, 2155. Patient 0432, a private Steve Jensen of the Division 1543. Private Jensen was suffering from delusions. Unsuccessful. Initial psychiatric interviews suggested only mild psychosis with speech, motor activity, and thought processes within normal range. Paranoia being the only psychotic element directly evident. Reference interview G8A. Private Steve Jensen, October 18, 2145.
UAC psychologist Dr. Hooper interviewing Steve Jensen, male, age 27. Steve, can you talk to me about the last few weeks, please?
I don't want to talk.
Well, I'm here to help you, Steve.
I've tried talking. They think I'm crazy. You think I'm crazy.
They, your colleagues, are doctors. Let me help you.
Help? Nothing can help us.
Prior sessions over a period of 72 hours reveal rapid deterioration of both physical and mental capacity, with behavior inconsistent with any known patterns. The patient was responsive for brief periods and had to be restrained during interviews. Reference interview H-3-2, Private Steve Jensen, October 21st, 2145.
Tell me what you see, Steve.
I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to feel it. They'll be here soon, and then you'll see it.
Can you talk about what you see? Steve? Patient unresponsive. Terminating interview.
We have exhausted all known forms of drug treatment in hopes of finding a way to abate this strange outbreak of dementia, and I have yet to receive any additional data from the psychiatrists back on Earth. Options are quickly dwindling.
Gosh, that is some creepy stuff you were experiencing there, Dr. Raleigh. As I said before, this is one of the creepier levels in the game. We escorted Number 8 to the medical lab after further instances of self-mutilation. I have cleared him for final research and disposal. He is no longer useful as a data subject. Testing for today has been halted due to increased power fluctuations. However, Ian thinks he can bypass the fail-safes to boost our throughput, giving us the necessary power to move ahead with the final phase of Test 11. He is currently working on the problem in MC routing. I am going to security to seal this area until testing can resume. Close. The research subjects continue to deteriorate mentally. I have requested a security guard on site. I am beginning to question my own safety working in close proximity to them. Test subject 8 never stops screaming. I have informed the guard that offices occupied by the subjects are to be locked at all times. I asked Dr. Brasky to place some military supplies in the security room locker. If things get out of hand, again, I want to be ready. Good idea, friend. Test subject number 4 attacked an inspector today. I want to know who is responsible for letting them into the rec area, especially when it was known that non-UAC personnel were coming through today. The last thing we need was another accident. Betruger assured me that no report would be filed, but until we block these inspectors from entering secure areas, we risk exposure. We have retired number 4 and moved the remaining subjects into the empty Sector 2 offices for closer observation. And let us now look at the October reports before then. Jameson cleared the order for holding the test subject pending a detailed physical analysis. I uploaded a request for new volunteers, so we should have a few new transfers that are looking for free credits. I am copying Sandra on this log entry. Be sure and check all potential candidates for immediate family or local social ties. Make sure they won't be missed. Corporate does not want to deal with any more litigations. Research subjects have become increasingly delusional. An interesting pattern has emerged in recent psych evaluations. All subjects are reporting supernatural experiences. While common enough as a schizophrenic manifestation, I have never seen the same psychosis affect all subjects in a controlled test group. Recommend occipital probes to check for growths or swelling. Applied pressure in this region might explain the mass hallucinations. Again, I suggest halting experimentation on these subjects until we discover what is affecting them. Well, folks, what you may not know at this point in time is that these subjects have traveled to hell accidentally, and they are traumatized by that, and you are failing to realize that. We sent the first batch of volunteers through the teleporter today. Subjects were administered a mild anesthesia to put them under for the duration of the experiment. They reported no side effects when awakened, and the only reported injury was subject number 7, who had several lacerations after recombination on the receiving pad. We have speculated they were somehow self-inflicted during matter transference. but are unable to fully explain how physical damage could be administered during an instantaneous transfer. This is some creepy stuff here. That's why I like it. Now notice this
Medical report
security hatch. If we open it, there is a health station should you be injured and need extra help. Okay, let's move on. Except, let's take a look at this creepy stuff with severed body parts. Oh, I just noticed now. Here's some ammo should you need it.
Psychiatric injuries suggest only mild psychosis, speech, motor activity, and thought processes within normal range. Paranoia being reference interview G8A.
We're gonna exit this creepy room, except let's look at those containment chambers with the remains of imps. Nasty. Now notice all those numbered crates up there. This serves a unique puzzle here, of which we will need to figure out to get into another area of this level. And we will figure that out using this console here. Except we have some imps coming our way. Decided to save in case I'm not able to get all the way up there where I'm pointing. Excuse me, trying to clear my throat. Extracting bin, it says. Loader running. Now we're gonna have to hit number 6 because it's gonna take us up to where we need to go, and I'm gonna quick save in case I don't get up there. And notice that hole? We need to jump up there and time it a more or less specific way. As I did there just now. Let's go through here. Hazardous materials. Now we're in something called maintenance duct 32. And here's some ammo and some med kits should you all need it. Notice the imps feasting on the corpse there. Do you guys now remember, what's his name? Michael Abrams is PDA in Alpha Lab Sector 4. Well, we're going to look at one of the emails because there's some important information needed for this door. Invalid number and code. Mr. Abrams, we are unable to process your doctor code request. Mr. Abrams, we are unable to process your door code request because you included a 0 in the number sequence, and as you should have known, 0 is not a valid number on door codes. Because of the importance of your request, we've decided to take it upon ourselves to replace the 0 with a 3. Please advise if this causes a problem. IT security. Obviously, it shouldn't cause a problem now because everyone's dead as a result of the demonic invasion, if not zombified. And notice this thing here where it says BFG 9000. We just need to open chamber by hitting that button, and that's where we will grab it. And voila! We've got our first ever BFG 9000, aka short for Big Fucking Gun 9000. Yeah. Oh, and there's a medical kit should you need it. Dr. Rowley requested military supplies placed in a storage locker in case of emergency. A security team member delivered the supplies today and secured them in locker 116. The locker code was set as 972. See if there's anything important we're missing. No. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Nope. I think that's all there is. Now we've got to activate oxygen
systems deactivated.
because we won't be able to get through there, and that door will probably be locked otherwise. Okay, we're gonna hit 972 on locker ID 162. And we've got a BFG cell. Also, there's a med kit, security armor, and plasma gun ammunition should you all need it. And we're gonna go through here. Unlock offices, unlock OPS archives. And that sent an imp and a revenant our way. And we terminated the lockdown. Just noticed a plasma cell out of the corner of my eye. I'm gonna walk up here briefly. And notice the sound of zombies. That means we unlocked all the doors here, so we can now go through them. First, let us take out the zombies, so we won't have to deal with them later. Voila, they're all done with. Here's another one. Ah, we've got another PDA. This time by a dude named Phil Wilson. Let's hear what he has to say. Dr. Peter Rowley, patient workload. Phil, I am going to need you to help me next week with my work. I've got so many files and reports to enter into the computer that I don't have time to actually see my patients. I will box up some of my paperwork and send it over to you. If you could enter the reports into the computer, that would surely help me. Thank you, Dr. Peter Rowley. Dr. Peter Rowley. His name is a bit of a tongue twister.
Audio log for Phil Wilson, medical technician, Delta Labs, October 20th, 2145. Today I witnessed the third test of the teleporter in the 3 weeks that I've been here. Volunteers are becoming harder and harder to come by, and it isn't difficult to see why. They all come back screaming like loons about demons, pools of blood. It's real fire and brimstone stuff. At first I wasn't paying much attention, just doing my job, but the last was Robert Clayton. Now, I met him my first day here. This guy chews up rocks and spits out gravel. He's tough as they come. Having to sedate him and drag his drooling body to the isolation room, it's really freaked me out. I'm going to put in for a transfer as soon as I'm able.
I would definitely recommend that to Mr. Wilson, or Dr. Wilson, depending on what your title is. There's some armor shards should you need it. Let's see what this room looks like now that it's open for us. As well as this one, where the farting fat zombie was. Now I'll deal with him some other time. Other weapon there, buddy. relocate as usual if you are injured. Notice that little sheet of paper that says 715? That is a door cabinet code. And we're going to use that code to open this adjacent cabinet door. 715. I just wanted to make sure I remembered it. And we've got an ammo pack. And here is the plasma inducer we will need to activate the teleporter at the end of this level. Don't really need the light amplification at the moment. Ah! Maybe I do. In this dimly lit, creepy corridor, there is a security armor should you be injured. Be sure to grab that if you need it. We're gonna get this box out of the way so we can close the elevator door. And we're gonna go back down to not elevator, we're gonna go back down to lobby. I keep misspelling for some reason, or mispronouncing, I should say. Okay. Ah! Voila. They are history. And unfortunately, we got some zombie commandos coming our way. Oh! I'm gonna go ahead and grab those armor shards, because as you can tell, I got a bit injured in my fight with those zombie commandos. Yeah! That is an ugly looking headless zombie with only his jaw remaining. Just want to take a moment to admire the atmosphere here. Look at those green lights there. Those are terrifying. The sound doesn't help either.
Excellent. That will get the teleporter working again. Now, you don't have much time. You're going to need to teleport across the containment chamber. It's the only way through this part of the complex. Head into the chamber and initiate the sequence on the machine. I'll take care of the rest. I'm not going with you. Good luck. But before you go, I want you to take something. It's a journal I made about the experiments. Those things. It's all there. It'll explain everything. Get it to someone so this never happens again. Get out to the teleporter pad. I'm ready here. Move quickly. There's nothing here for you to do. Get out to the teleporter pad. I'm ready here.
Okay, before we go do that, let's grab some health here, because I got a little bit injured, as I said, in my fight with the zombie commandos.
Decontamination process started. Decontamination complete. Have a nice day.
And I got some security armor that filled and replenished my armor. Now, before we do much of anything, I'm not going to use the teleporter just yet, because first I want to listen to Ian McCormick's video disc and the audio file he has on there.
My name is Ian McCormick, and I'm a research specialist stationed on Mars, working for the UAC. My primary job is, or rather was, to assist Dr. Malcolm Betruger in a variety of experiments video log. For the past year, we've been focusing almost exclusively on teleportation. I don't know if I'll make it out of here alive, so I'm recording this video log to let someone know what happened. And with that knowledge, prevent it from happening again. Initially, the teleportation experiments were amazing. We were creating a new science, and the prospects of it changing our way of life were, well, they were outstanding. I was proud to be associated with such an amazing project and someone as talented as Dr. Betruger. We noticed early on, probably before we had completed maybe a dozen successful tests, that there was a variable delay during the teleportation. The objects are broken down at the quantum level, transported, and then reassembled. Each stage of the process should have been instantaneous, but it wasn't, and we didn't know why. We sent a video drone through and were shocked at the images it sent back. Just a few frames of video right before the drone came back through showed what appeared to be several sets of eyes looking directly at the probe. We had just found a living, breathing creature that was not human. Betruger immediately sent out a request for volunteers. He specifically wanted UAC security force members because he wanted to capture one of these creatures. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I am most ashamed of my involvement during the next phase. To get medical clearance to send human subjects through the device, I doctored up several of our reports to indicate that we had performed living tissue experiments. I did not regret it at the time, but a few days later, when our third test subject came back, he was chewing off his own fingers. It seemed he was clinically insane. We started sending teams in about once every 2 days. The teams were reporting nightmarish experiences and sightings of things that ultimately made us conclude that the other dimension was not just another dimension. It was hell, and the creatures we were bringing back, demons. And then Betruger, he went through the portal himself. I don't know what he was thinking. It was an unscheduled trip, and he just went, and we couldn't stop him. When he came back, he had changed. He sounded and looked the same, but he just... I don't know, he was just different. And then he did the unthinkable. He took the Soul Cube, the device that was discovered in the ruins, into the portal. The portal stabilizers just started to fail, and then... living hell erupted into the base. Oh, we were stupid for not destroying the portals as soon as we realized what was on the other side. Oh God, forgive me. I blame myself for my part in this. Please, someone, never let this happen again. I'm sorry, Ian McCormick.
Well, that must be some burdensome guilt you were feeling for what you helped unleash there, buddy. But God will forgive you, as he always does. Sorry, I just had to replenish my ammunition here. And we are going to use this teleporter to get out of this. We are going to use this teleporter to get out of this creepy level.
Systems activated. Teleportation will commence in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Won't need that quick save anymore. Well there, folks, I believe that'll end part 16 of my Doom 3 walkthrough. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. And if you want to see more of my videos, please punch that subscribe button below. And I will see you all later, folks. Till next time, I am Nuclear Skull 87.